how do I communicate constructively with my husband, who is usually not willing to take responsibility for his actions? Rather, he will blame me or make excuses. It's a very good question, and I would like to answer this by letting you know right away that the reason why your husband will not take responsibility for his actions is that he doesn't want to feel like a fool, like a failure. That's why people do that. Nobody likes to feel like a failure. Nobody likes to feel like a fool. Nobody likes to feel I'm the one responsible for a destruction or a problem. And so there are many times people have learned to just always move that problem to the next person. Remember in Genesis chapter 3, when the first man and woman had done the wrong thing that God didn't want him to do. You remember when he asked the man, what have you done? He tried to put the blame back on God and said, the woman that you gave me, she gave me this food. So two people, God, you gave me this woman, and woman, she gave me to eat. And so there's this blaming game that we always do. And the reason why we do that is because we are ashamed to take responsibility for the wrongs that we have done. So once you know why your husband is doing that, it is futile to then think that the right thing to do will be to try to force him to stop doing that. That will be counterproductive, because you know that once he knows that this is what he's doing wrong, he will always want to find a way to disperse the blame. So what do? We already know what his problem is. We already know. So we stop trying to put blame, and we give space for that person to say what they have done wrong. All right. And they may never say it, but sometimes eventually they act on it. If we don't point at it, see, so this is the key. We don't point at the problem. We don't try to highlight the problem. We just walk past it so that they can see it. So for example, your husband is angry and is irritated, and he shouts at your children or a stranger or whatever, and you know that that's wrong, and you say, why are you screaming at that person? Says, look, it's not me, that person did that thing wrong. Now it's true, they did wrong, but shouting at them is wrong. So, because you know that this is exactly how your spouse will react, then it is counterproductive to try to say, you know what, why did you do that wrong? Because you know they're not going to accept that. So what do you do in that situation? You enter into the situation in a different way. I will, for example, say to them, I see that this person has really got you worked up today. Okay. And then they will say, yes, they got me worked up on this. And you will be amazed that they can say, you know what, maybe I overreacted, shouted too much of that. I shouldn't have gone that far. Now, why did they say that? How come they said that? And I've seen that happen several times. Why? It is because you have given them the room. You've given them the room. You didn't go attacking them. And I know you didn't plan to attack, and you usually will not plan to attack, but you refuse to highlight the problem. What they want is to be loved. Everybody on earth, and you also want to be loved. And so if you are in the right mind and you're able to remember that you want to be loved, and they want to be loved, and so when the situation is up and they're about to blame you, even if they've already blamed you, you can, if you are in the right state of mind, and most times we are not, we just react. But if you are in the right state of mind and you can remember what I'm saying right now, then you can just say, you know what, this person wants to be loved. They've made a mistake, and they're not going to accept the blame. I'm going to just change the topic and move it in the right direction. So you can just say something like, oh, that's all right. I know that these kind of things happen. And then you move the topic to something that's more pleasant. You transition into something different so that they can calm down and they can talk about the situation. Maybe, for example, the keys, they don't put their keys in the right place. And I can see myself being like that, because I do lose my keys. But now we have a place where we put our car keys, and so it has not been lost for a while. But I could put my key somewhere, and then say my wife cleans up my table. I put my key on my table, and then my wife cleans it up, and I can't find my keys. And I said, where's my key? And then she said, I can't remember where it is. And so you're the one that cleaned this place. So you see, I put the blame on her. Whereas it's my fault that I didn't put the keys in the right place in the first place. Now, if I'm the wife and someone's blaming me like that, you put your keys, why did you leave my keys? And what I would do to de-escalate that is I would look at my husband and say, hey, I see that you're in a hurry. I'm going to come help you look for it. Let me check here. Let me check that. You see, I didn't address the attack. There's an attack on me. I was helping to clean the place, and then he's angry, but you don't address the attack. What do? You change the situation. He wants to feel love. Give that love. Donate that. That's what I use the word. Donate the love. It's not deserving, but it's what unconditional love means. We donate that love. Now, someone will ask me, are you encouraging someone to keep doing wrong? No. When you are at the level of good friendship, you can then speak. So, but this time we're at the level of de-escalating the problem. And once we de-escalate the problem, we can then, at a different situation, different time, deal with issues. All right. So this is what I would say. This is how we communicate with someone that just likes to attack all the time or not take responsibility.